Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome to another live edition of This is Tom's World. And if you just tuned in, you're probably not even seeing me right now because I know an ad always plays at the beginning of these live feeds. And I apologize for that. YouTube, what are you going to do? um, so I'll give it a minute here before I answer my very first question that I actually got before I started the live feed. So let me know once you're all able to see me. Say hello. Let me know that you are here, and then I can answer Tony B's question. Just let me know once you've all gotten past the ad that plays in the beginning of the video. Again, I apologize for that. So yes, just let me know once you can all see me. Let me know that you are here. I just want to make sure that everybody has gotten past the advertisement in the beginning of the video, because I did not want to address a question if you're not answer. All right, we got our first here. Cool. Welcome. Okay, so my first question that I got was from Tony B. He wanted to know if excuse me, I just took one sip of beer and a little tiny burp came up. I apologize. All right, cool. Hey, everybody, what's going on? I see we got a bunch of hellos and here's. Hello from Pennypacks. And Carol is here. So Tony B wanted to know if I ever thought of doing a nighttime version of the exploration. It would be a little tough to do because the phone with the light on and everything, it would kind of drain the battery really quick. Now, if I had some kind of strong flashlight that I could use in addition, I mean, of course, that's going to require me to use my one hand for the gimbal, one hand for the flashlight. But I definitely could do that. It just gets to be a little scary, walking around in wooded areas at nighttime. But it's something that's a possibility. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to see the spider webs. I don't see them during the day, though. I walk right. If I could see them, I wouldn't walk into them. And Gnomestead is here. What's up, buddy? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Wow. This is Tom's World airing in North Carolina. That's cool. See that? I'm not worldwide. I don't know if I have anybody that watches me from any other country. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. But hey, I'm getting across the states here. Because there are some people that watch my videos that used to live in the area that no longer live in the area, such as this gentleman right here. I didn't know frogs had hair. That'd be weird. Seeing a furry frog, that would be terrifying. So anyway, so yeah, here we are. We're hanging out. So I had a busy week, as you could see. I got 2 videos out in 1 week. That's an accomplishment for me. I did one after I got done work one day. I actually went into work on Friday. I knew I had off Thursday for Thanksgiving. I was not aware of the fact that I was supposed to have off for Friday as well, and I went in and worked for a few hours before I was called by my boss saying, "Hey, you're not supposed to be at work right now." Oh, wow. So after that, I did that first video where I showed the different areas where the tower was over at Neshaminy State Park, Blossom Farley's tower. as well as some Summerdale day camp things. And then I went to that place over in Swarthmore, Delaware County. That place was phenomenal. I could not get enough. I could have stayed there for hours and hours. Let's see what we got here. A little off subject, but my granddaughter's boyfriend, Nick Cento, will be joining you guys at Neshaminy State. Really? Oh, that's awesome. So he got the trainee position. That's cool. I knew they had that up for a little while. So that'll be awesome. We could always use more Rangers. And there's going to be at least two seasonal positions coming up. So basically what I had done up until this point, I'm full time now. They're going to be opening up as well at some point. I don't know when. It's probably going to be, closer to like the beginning of 2024, we'll say. They'll probably put them up. And I'm sure I will, let everybody know when those positions go up in case anybody knows anyone who might do well in that position. They have to be hard workers for sure. But yeah, that's awesome. Yes, I do. So the caves, as I called them myself, because that's what I thought they were actually an underground dwelling. So the same gentleman that lived in the tower of the video that I did 2 videos ago, Blossom Farley, Richard Blossom Farley was his name, but he preferred to go by Blossom apparently for some reason. He was an artist. He wore many hats. He was involved in the community, in the Philadelphia community, in the Bucks County community, and stuff like that, in quite a few different respects. But he wound up getting what was the sickness? I can't remember exactly off the top of my head right now. I usually do, but he tuberculosis, I think, actually, now that I think about it. And he was a good friend of the Logans, more so Sarah Logan than Robert Logan. And they invited him to come live on their land. They said, being here in the fresh air, that'll do you good. So he came there and he built 2 different dwellings. One was the tower that he could live in during the winter. And then he built an underground dwelling. So those caves, as we got to know them as, were actually made by Blossom Farley and whoever else he had help him, where they poured the concrete and everything. It was a series of hallways connecting 15 different rooms. 15 from what I understand. I don't know from experience because I've only seen a very small portion of the underground before it got demolished. But there is still more under there somewhere. It's just a matter of finding it. But so the area that I found in my early videos, so you can always go back after the live feed and everything and check out. I have a playlist for Serobia, or you can just scroll through the videos and go down towards the beginning, and you'll see where I found like little holes, and I put my camera down in the hole, and you could see it's like part of a hallway. And it was like laid out like a maze, and it connected those 15 different rooms. And he lived underground during the summer, and I understand why, because when I found those, I think it's like June or July, so it was like pretty hot out. And as I stood above the hole, I could feel the cold air coming up. It felt like an air conditioner was going on. So I can understand why he would have lived underground during the summer, because it does get quite hot in that area in the summer. And I can speak from experience now, having had 2 seasons under my belt working there, and it gets unbearably hot. Plus, I was a volunteer before that for a few years. I started being a volunteer in 2020 during the pandemic, and then I continued on with that until 2021, August of 2021, when I started working there. And it gets very hot, and that underground was very, very cool. So there's a whole story with Blossom Farley, and there is a book out, and I've mentioned it before, and it's made by a gentleman named Mike Bergeron, but I don't think that was the pen name that he used. But you could look it up. You could just look up book about Serobia. It'll come up. It's like Serobia Sanctuary for Humans, Birds, and Animals. I think that's what it's called. You can get the digital version of it on Amazon. It's a quick read, or at least for me it was, because I was so excited to be reading information about the place that I already had a love for, and it was definitely an awesome read. And it's got pictures in there and stuff like that, so you can go check that out. And it's like I said, it gives you a wealth of information, um, and you can still find other things online as well, more information about Serobia itself, what went on there, the people that used to be there. There were a lot of rumors locally, but they were just that, they were rumors. Um, the tower and the underground was probably, and I'm just guessing right now off the top of my head, and I know they do talk about that in the book. I want to say he probably started it sometime in the 40s, 1940s, somewhere in there. I know he didn't live there a really super long time. I mean, he was there for quite a while, but it was long enough to have the tower built and the underground built, which did take some time, because the way he had to build it was they had to dig it out, they had to lay the cement floor, they had to make the cement walls, and then they would like fill that whatever that area was with whatever they could find and put a platform on top, and then pour the cement for the ceiling. Which some of those ceilings weren't just like, it wasn't just like a box that you were in. Some of them were like arched and stuff, so they had some like architecture to them. Um, but yeah, I would say it was around then, around the 1940s. No problem, man. I am a wealth of information when it comes to Serobia. There are only a handful of people left in the world who are still alive that could rival me in what I do know about it. Oh yeah, yeah. The underground was totally very cool. Dom did go into the underground. If you went back and you watched the live feeds that we did when Dom came here to visit me the first time, yeah, he was down in there, and he was talking to a spirit that he felt down there or whatever. I don't know. I never felt anything there. Pickle Nick, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining. Bowman's Bowman's Tower. I'm not sure. I think that goes back further than that. Bowman's Tower. No, we weren't able to go too far in at that point, because it was just like the entry point, I guess, and it hadn't been dug out completely, because a lot of it was just filled in with dirt. And there was a guy who's a patron of the park who comes there quite often, and we all know him. But he was digging it out on his own. Sometimes he had help from like one friend, but he was digging it out little by little, and that's when the powers that be in the park found out about what he was doing, and they deemed it to be a liability. And the old boss decided, well, the best thing to do is to collapse this and fill it back in, which is what he did. However, all he did was just one little tiny area underground there. I mean, some of it may be filled in, because I did hear that they tried to fill it in. But underground there is some areas that I'm sure have not been filled in, that they couldn't get to. So it's just a matter of poking around and finding it. But I may or may not have been poking around. I may or may not have found something. We'll see. Yeah, Blossom Farley did die though before Robert Logan, and there's a whole story of Blossom Farley where he owed a bunch of taxes and stuff like that. He was a coin collector. Matter of fact, he was head of the coin collectors in Philadelphia. He ran the organization for it, which was one of the hats that he wore. And he after he passed away, to collect the money for the taxes and stuff that he owed, they came to seize those coins that he had, but they didn't get them all. Even though the story as it goes was they collected so many coins that as their truck drove down that road that goes out to State Road by Winks Lane, the truck was like dragging, the back of it was like dragging on the road, that they had that many coins that he had in there. But his more valuable coins, he had tons of double eagle gold coins, which nobody knew about until years later. Well, not years later. We'll say after he passed away. The caretaker's wife, the caretaker of Sorobia, his wife was cleaning out the tower. Just doing some spring cleaning kind of thing, and just like dusting everything because nobody had been in there since he passed away. And she decided that she was going to pull the drawers out of the dresser to clean behind the drawers. Well, she couldn't move them, so she had her son come in to help out, to help her get these drawers out. Once they got these drawers out, they realized that on the bottom of every drawer there was these double eagle gold coins glued to the bottom. And the woman herself was not a legal citizen, and she was worried about what to do about taking these somewhere. But they happened to know somebody that lived in the area somewhere along State Road who was an accountant of sorts, and he said, "Well, listen," he said, "I'll take these off of your hand, and I'll give you X amount of dollars," which I'm sure he stiffed her horribly. But he said, "I'll give you this amount of money and I'll take these off of your hands, and I'll take care of everything." Um, and I'm sure they got a decent amount of money, but probably nowhere near what they were worth. So it was a little hidden gem, I guess you could say, of sorts that Blossom left behind that they got the benefit from. So that's just one of the many stories that you'll find in that book that I was talking about. Yeah, let's see. I know that Robert Logan, I think it was 56 when he passed away. Let's see, Richard Blossom Farley. Let's see if they give a death year here. Oh, he died in 1954. So you're right. You're absolutely right. And I'm pretty sure that Robert Logan was let's see. Pretty sure that was 56. Oh, why can't I find it? I see I have a problem spelling his middle name. Let's see here. Obituary. See, I keep getting these things. Robert Logan of Restelrig. His middle name was Restelrig, and that's a whole different story that my mom has actually turned me on to about his possible ancestors. Let's see, maybe if I put in Sorobia. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I know it was around 56 when he passed away. You know what? Over at the state park, you are allowed to metal detect. You're just not allowed to dig down any further than a screwdriver's distance. That was what I was told. Uh, and when I was told that, I happened to have a screwdriver in my car that was like about this long. I was like, all right, so a screwdriver's length, right? And the receptionist there in the office was like, no, a regular size. But and there are people that go there and metal detect, and I've talked to a couple of them, and I've given them pointers on where they might want to go. I mean, there are the ruins of what was the Dunks Ferry, how Dunks Ferry Road got its name. Just off to the right, like if you went down to the Delaware, you go down the main road that you come in for Neshaminy State Park. Of course, you can't drive all the way down there right now. You'd have to park in the parking lot, but then walk down the rest of the way. And you look to the right, you'll see some wood pillars and some concrete, and that is what's left of the docks of the Dunks ferry. And you could metal detect there, but the problem is that the tide comes all the way up to it. So chances are anything that was there from that time has already been drawn out into the river. But there's a few places that you could metal detect in there. And the only reason I told these guys this was because they were metal detecting around the picnic areas. It's like, dude, you're gonna find bottle caps, you're gonna find maybe some recent coins and stuff like that. And if that's what you're into, cool. But if you want some older stuff, you have to go into other areas. And there was a gentleman who said that after I told him about the garden, he went over into that area, not in the garden itself. And he did some metal detecting, and he found like a brooch that looked like it was silver, and he found a ring. And he showed me these things. Come to find out that you're supposed to report those things to the office. I did not know that at the time. So, Bowman's Tower opened in 1931. I would have thought it was older than that too. Yeah, I would have thought it was older than that, like that it went back to like earlier times, just by the way it looks. Hmm. Are you challenging me? Rich is good with the info. He's got a lot of it. Had to check a message that came in. But yeah, it's there definitely is a lot of colorful history there, and it goes back even further than just the Logans and Sorobia. There was during the time that Washington did his crossing, which I believe was on Christmas Day. Um, what year was that? Oh my God, I'm a bad historian, aren't I? Let's see. Somebody's going to say it before I look it up. (1776). Why wouldn't I have known that? So back in 1776, when Washington did his crossing up north on the Delaware, there was a guy who was leading part of his army here, and it was in what is now Neshaminy State Park. I believe his name was General Caldwater, and he was not able to completely cross the Delaware. He was able to get the troops across, but he couldn't get the artillery and the horses across because of how icy it had gotten by that point. And they were told to come back. So yeah, it was Christmas. Really, you need a permit to? I didn't know that you needed a permit to metal detect there. That's strange. But I do know of other areas that are not state parks that you might find some older stuff in to metal detect. I mean, if you go back and look at some of my videos, some of the places that have an older history, definitely are places you could metal detect in, and you might find some pretty cool stuff. I've actually been considering adding that to my little repertoire, my channel, my videos, maybe sprinkling in some metal detecting once I get a metal detecting set. It's not just a metal detector you need, of course you need a pinpointer thing and you need like a little shovel and all that. Um, but definitely something I've been thinking about for a while now. I do watch a lot of those guys that do metal detecting on YouTube. Yeah, Christmas. I was actually at Washington's Crossing in one of my videos. You can find that if you look for it. I want to do Burlington Island. I definitely do. Um, that's been another thing that's been on the list. I have so many things on the list, and I've been chipping away at the list as time goes on. Like the last place I went to, that place in Swarthmore, that's been on the list for a while. Um, but yeah, that's definitely some place I want to get to because there's some pretty cool history there between the amusement park that was there and the camping and stuff that went on there and everything. And there's still some remains of stuff over there. I'd like to check that out. Yeah, yeah, and he wanted to do like a flanking kind of thing. Like there was multiple. It wasn't just him and his regiment that were crossing. He had multiple places where they were supposed to cross. It's just Caldwater was not able to fulfill that, and from what I understand, Washington was none too happy about it. Really, that would be cool. I mean, if he can get a permit over there and he can donate anything he'd find, that would be awesome. I mean, I'm sure he could take it to the office and if that's something that he'd like to do, you can reach out to me on my Facebook. The link for the Facebook is down in the description right now. Could always shoot me a message and say, hey, yeah, he's willing to donate anything that he finds there to the office, and I will talk to the park manager and let her know that that's going to be happening. And as long as he has the permission to go there and do that, and we could somehow get like a collection of things found together, and that could be another video. Yeah, I mean it looks great. And there's another YouTube channel that I mentioned in the last video I did over in Swarthmore, Rustic Ventures, and Kathy has been over to that island a couple times and did videos over there, and I'm highly jealous that she got over there. And I don't know if you need to contact somebody for permission, because I do know that there are people that are doing some upkeep over there or something, or at least keeping watch of things or something. I did reach out to one person some time ago. It was back in the warmer weather, and I don't think I ever got any response. But I would definitely like to explore that. And that would have to be more than just one day of exploration. I mean, if I'm going to explore the entire island, it's pretty big. So that would have to be at least 2 or 3 days worth of exploring, and probably at least three different videos so that I wouldn't make it too long. But yeah, I definitely would like to go there. What's up, Darren? How you doing, man? Cheers to you. Do not adjust your phones or your computers. The bottle is green and it's not brown. See, the place I get my beer from, they were out of Molson Ice. I won't mention their name. I won't mention where they are because I joked with the person behind the counter about that. I said, man, if I do a live tonight, everybody's going to be confused. Like, wait, you got a green bottle? Where's the brown bottle? So it's still Molson. It's just Molson Golden. You can't see it because of the glare. Yeah, that doesn't help. It's Molson Golden instead of Molson Ice. I don't know if I'd camp out there. Um, there are some people out there that do stealth camping and stuff like that. Matter of fact, there's a guy that lives not far from me. He lives back behind my house somewhere. And his channel name is Squib, SQWIB, and he does a lot of stealth camping and truck camping and stuff like that. Um, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to go there, to be honest. Yeah, and that's pretty much what you're going to find when you get closer to like areas that have water, like the creek or the river. You're going to find a lot of sinkers. You're going to find a lot of weights and stuff like that, maybe from like the nets that they used to use to catch things, or coins. But they may not be that old. They might just be like I don't know, like a 1950s dime or something like that. But but yeah, it in the park. There's been a lot of history there. Not just like I said, not just Sorobia, but people traveling to Dunk's Ferry, um, the Washington's army that was there. Of course, the shoreline has changed dramatically since then because they have actually altered the path of the Delaware River right there. Um, the Summerdale Day Camp from back in the what was it, the 60s, 50s, 60s. There was a German club back there before that. It's just and pretty much any wooded area along the Delaware. So he could even go to the woods over by Station Ave, the Ben Salem Delaware access thing right there. He could go into the woods right there, and you figure Penryn Mansion is there, and that's been there for a long time. So people had to have dropped stuff there, and a lot of that area that's wooded right now was not back then. So a lot of possibilities. My hair is just kind of sticking right through the hat. There we go. Oh, no, now it's sticking out the sides. All right. Huh. I think that Squib has mentioned camping with Steve, to be honest. That's very cool. I and he's only 16. That is awesome. You tell him to watch my videos. Start looking at the locations that I have gone to. Maybe think about visiting them. Places other than Neshaminy, if he can't get the permit there. Um, there's so much opportunity now. Like I said, over by Station Ave, Penryn, I have seen people metal detecting over there, but there's no way that they've covered it all. I mean, I found a an old tomb like that's mostly underground that belonged to the people that owned the Penryn Mansion at one point. They were buried in it. They wound up having to move their bodies to protect them. But I mean, maybe there's things around there. Definitely tell them to check out the videos. And I'm not just saying that so that I get watch time. It's not a selfish thing that I'm saying that. It's just so that he can see the locations. Maybe he can, and if he finds things at in these locations, tell him to take a picture of it. Send it to me in my Facebook. That would be awesome. I could do a revisit of it and show the pictures of what he has found and stuff like that. I would love that. Sorry, I'm a little congested. It was a little cold out there today, and I was out there working. My boss and I were doing a lot of chipping of trees that have needed it for some time now. Because right now it's just the two of us as far as maintenance goes, but we have more coming. We're more full time, and it won't be long before the seasonals are back. So, which it's weird to say the seasonals and not mean myself. So I'm curious of everybody that's here. Those of you who saw the video from over in Swarthmore, what did you think? I mean, what did you think of that garden? I mean, that garden. Obviously, I said it multiple times in the video. It was beautiful. It was awesome. It was fascinating. I was I was totally into that place. I could have stayed there easily for hours, just walking around, looking at every little inch of it, kicking around leaves, finding things on the ground. Um, but I didn't have a whole lot of time to work with. But the fact that I got there really made me happy. I mean, I know Gnomestead. I know you've seen it. You commented on it. Damn it! Where are my glasses? Oh, there they are. Uh, yeah, it was definitely cool. I was totally digging that area, and I have to go back because there's a little area on, and I'd mentioned it in the video, on the other side of Crum Creek, where there's a place they call Crum Henge. I definitely wanted to check that out, but I didn't realize that it was way on the other side, and I didn't know how to get to the other side because there's no maps over there to really see what's going on. And I'm sure I could have just accessed something on my phone, but like I said, I was a little pressed for time at that point. Um, but hey, future videos, I can always go back. And I did try to post a video in a couple of new groups that I joined. One of which was a Delaware County group for old stores, this, and that. And I tried to post it there, and they never um, approved it. And I tried to post it in a new abandoned PA group, and they never approved it. Doesn't mean they won't, but as it stands now, I mean, the video's doing, it's okay. It's not one of my most highly viewed videos. Um, but it gets some traction, which is good. And as always, if there's any suggestions, please feel free while we're on here live, or you could always send me a message on my This Is Tom's World Facebook. Or if you wanted to, if you don't have Facebook, I know some people have said that, and you would like to send me an email, I am going to put my email up here now. Just make sure you put something in the subject line so that I know that it's in regards to the channel. What are his woods over by Penryn? Oh, Waterside. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 That's close to there. I've been told that little cafe there at Waterside is supposed to be really, really good for breakfast and stuff. I just never stopped there. Hey, Kate, how are you? Yeah, I just never stopped there yet, but I've been told that their breakfast sandwiches are really good and the coffee's good. I just usually stop at Wawa because, well, it's supposed to be more convenient. The Wawa on Bristol Pike is not always so convenient. Sometimes there's a lot of people in there. Sometimes you have to wait to get breakfast sandwiches or coffee. Howdy ho. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love doing them. I love seeing all these places and being able to share them with everybody. Hey. Oh, I met you at the Wawa on 13, didn't I? I think I did. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was like in the morning. I was on my way to work. I think you were sitting in your car and you called me over and said, "Hey, Tom," something like that. It's been a little while. Yeah, this was like the third or fourth thing bought from my merch shop, which you all can find the link for right in the description, right underneath this video. You can always click on that link, get yourself some Tom's World gear. Well, we've run into each other, here and there. Yeah, I would have to think that there's a lot of stuff over there by Penryn. Well, okay, so let's see, how do I tackle this? I've always been uh, enticed by the paranormal and watching paranormal shows. Like I remember back Paranormal State used to be on. I would watch that, but then I got tired of it because they were like so over dramatic with things, much like Zach Baggins is. Oh my God, I'm possessed and these things are wrong. That's a bunch of BS to me. But I've gotten a little away from it, only because I've mentioned before that my friend Dom and I we have our own little network, well, Facebook page actually, um, and we were allowing people to show their live shows on there, and for a long time, all that was on there was just like paranormal stuff outside of me and Dom's show that we did, Dom and Tom's World, and we would interview people and stuff like that. People from music, from movies, all kinds of stuff. We even got to interview two of the ladies from the original Evil Dead movie, which was like phenomenal for me because it was like days before my birthday, so it was like a nice birthday present for me. But I kind of, for a little while, I was like, you know what? I've had my fill of paranormal for now, because it was like nothing. Like we were getting to be known as more of like a paranormal thing where we wanted to be more variety. Things have calmed down a lot on that page right now. We don't have many people posting to it. We have plans for it for the future at some point. But all in all, I would have to say, an answer to the question, long-winded as the answer was, I believe in the paranormal. I believe that there's got to be something more after this, because to think in the other direction would drive me insane. That there's just nothing, that the lights just go out and that's it. Um, I've not really had many experiences myself, but I have had one or two in the garden over in Sorobia. Nothing much to speak of, just hearing distant voices when I know nobody's around. So that being what it is. Well, the one on Bristol Pike isn't that bad in the morning, as far as like I mean, yeah, zombies, people just being tired walking around, but tweakers, not so much, not there. You'd probably find more in some of the ones in the inside the Philadelphia city line. Oh yeah, that that garden, the way it looked originally was. I wish I would have looked at that while I was actually in the garden, because I might have been able to see if I could find that little pool that was on the next level down and stuff like that. But I didn't really look at it then. I was just too excited to be there and like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. But I'll go back there again, I'm sure. Reality TV sucks. It really does. I think the bulk of reality TV as we know it to this day, and this includes those things like The Voice and this and that, even though that's not really reality TV, but like all those type of shows, I I think you lose brain cells by watching these things. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not knocking anybody for liking it. That's just my opinion. That would be awesome. Just let me know. Yeah, it can drive you crazy. He's like, listen, and while you're at it, can you fix this big hole in the side of my face? Talking about the specific Humpty Dumpty over in the Sorobia garden on the wall. I may or may not have a picture of that. Let me see. I should. I mean, I've taken enough pictures over there. Got to have the right angle of them, though. Looking at pictures now. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That's it. Let me show that one. So there it is. You can see that that big chunk missing out the side of his face. He's missing his hands. One of his, well, half of one of his legs, some of the foot on the other one. Oh, over at the yeah, over at that deli or not deli, the cafe I was talking about. Yeah, I got to try them one of these times. I know that Stephanie has been there, and she said that it was really good. Hey, I wouldn't mind at all. This is very true. Very, very true. So anyway, what should we talk about now? I mean, obviously, you get me talking about Sorobia, the passion comes in because that place has been dear to my heart, near and dear to my heart, I should say, um, for what almost 4 years now. Well, definitely, definitely three and a half, we'll say, since I first went there, and I can remember too when people were telling me that I should go there, including one of my friends, Trish, when they saw that I was doing the videos that I was doing, they're like, "Well, you should go to Neshaminy State Park." I said, "Why?" I said, "There's woods, there's a pool, there's the river, there's the creek. What's interesting? What would be different than anything else I had shown? Never even knowing about the garden, knowing nothing about the history of Sorobia, all that stuff." Um, and then one day somebody had mentioned something about it, and they used the word Sorobia, so I started looking it up. And man, the passion started right there. And I went and I walked the entire park looking for this garden, The problem was I walked the entire outer part of the park and I was looking inward for it. But when you do that, you're not going to find the garden because you have to, like, from the second parking lot, you have to go down towards the bathrooms that are by Winks Lane, make the right, and then it's there. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Chicken croquets. I'm sure there's plenty of places that still serve them. There you go. Chef Gnomestead. Night, Tony. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate you being here, man. I'm not too far off from you, just a couple hours behind. Oh, got a incoming message from the goddess. Bunch of emojis I have to respond to because I have to respond to the goddess. The source of my happiness. As well as all of you in this channel, of course. And I could take that whole conversation into different levels that would just not be appropriate for my channel. But that's okay. That's okay. It was really cool too, going around and taking the video of the where the tower was. And now the last live feed I did show you guys the pictures I took while I was there. But I didn't have any video to show you on the last live stream. Sorry, I got distracted. Phone went off. Something went off on the computer. It made a noise. Anyway, so the last live stream, I showed you the pictures. I didn't have any video, and was really weird because when I was making the video, I only found 2 of the concrete slabs, and I know there was at least 3 or 4 of them, and I just couldn't find them again. But that's okay. You got the idea because they all look generally the same. And what I should do is one day I should go back and have my my GPS map on my phone and drop little pin marks where each one of them are to see what shape they take, what pattern they take. But also showing the Summerdale Day Camp stuff was awesome too. Like showing you guys where the pool is, where the mess hall used to be, which was also the German club at one point. And that place was of good size from what I could see from the aerial shots that I looked up from like the 40s, 50s, 60s. But there's other buildings too, further down, like more towards the creek. So, and they were all part of the day camp as well. Plus there was a baseball field around there. And I haven't really gone into that part of the woods just yet. It looked like there was a couple of dugouts there for the baseball field, which there might still be concrete there of. So it's worth looking into at some point. And if I could find them, I'll definitely think about making a video for that. Cooking with Nomies, with my Nomies. There you go. My Nomie. That would be awesome. You just make a new playlist on your YouTube channel, which is another suggestion I could have for you. I don't even know if you did that. Here, let me go look at your channel real quick. Let me see here. Did you make playlists? You did. Okay, good. Yeah, that's a good thing. Oh, yeah, you have tons of playlists. Cool. So never mind that suggestion. But if you ever need more, feel free to to definitely let me know. But you should definitely put your play. Well, you know what? I'm not going to get into that on the live feed, but we could talk about that, like setting up your homepage and stuff like that, for what people see when they land on it, because you can make it a little different for people who have been there versus like people who have subscribed to you versus people who haven't subscribed to you. You can have a video automatically playing there, which I do on my channel. I don't change them as often as I should. Just every once in a while, when I think about it, it's like, you know what? Let me change these up real quick. But I'm always up for giving any kind of advice I can about YouTube channels for anyone, really. If you happen to have a YouTube channel or you're going to want a YouTube channel, now I'm not the end all be all to YouTube. You know, there are people out there, far more people out there that know more than I do, but I'm always willing to help people where I can. Let's see. What else? I don't think there's much else going on. I don't know where I'm going to do my next video, which is par for the course for me. I mean, a lot of times I don't know where I'm going to go, what video I'm going to do until like the day before. I do know I'm going to try to get something recorded either Sunday or Monday. Just not sure exactly where. I know I want it to be somewhere I haven't been yet. I hate going back to places and just showing the same video. I mean, it's different if it's been some time and things look different or things have changed or whatever. Serovia being the only one that wouldn't be part of that, because I'm always going to go to Serovia. That's my go-to place. That's my nirvana, I guess you could say. So I do enjoy going there a lot, and I know a lot of people do enjoy seeing the videos there. Hey man, I'm here. I am here, and any other advice you might need or anything I can help you with, I'm here, brother. Always, always. Anyway, I guess I should probably get going. Go down and finally clean up dinner, and just kind of chill out. Watch some Shameless. I've been rewatching that series, Shameless. I do love it. The Gallaghers are very relatable people. But yeah, keep an eye out for the new video coming out, whatever it may be, wherever I may be going, and make sure that you continue to support the channel in any way you can, whether it's sharing out videos, sharing out the channel itself. While I'm on here, over there, you can always donate by clicking the super sticker or super chat things, the things that got little dollar signs on it. They also have them on all the videos, like somewhere down here somewhere, and you can always do it that way. Or you could go to my merch shop. Yes, definitely, Kate. Definitely. You could also go to my merch shop, which the link is in the description, but I will also put it up here right now. There you go. You can go check that out and get yourself some Tom's World gear. I got 3 different designs. Just scroll down the page a little bit when you get there, and you'll see on the left side like big versions of the designs. One will be this. One will be the thing that kind of looks like this. That's the banner for my homepage, and another one says "Exploring His Life." That's all I have on there for now. More will come eventually. I keep promising that. It hasn't happened yet, but it will. And that also helps support the channel. Also, make sure down here, for all of you who are here, make sure you hit that little thumbs up button. Make sure to give it a like. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I will see you all and talk to you all later. As always, make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. See you all later.